After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 357. Today is Saturday, June 1st, 2019, as we are recording. Rabbit. Don't ask me what.
I thought Rabbit was only for April.
No, my roommate always used to say that. Rabbit, every first of the month.
Oh, okay.
Episode 357. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We're podcasting a little late because this is the first Saturday of the month, and I just got home from my friend and I having our tea, our coffee, and cookie. We decided to do that this week. And she got home out a little late from Mass, so we were running a little late. So, what are you drinking? Just water?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both just drinking water. It's a little warm for tea. Water. We want to welcome all our new and returning viewers. If you are new to the Fun in the Woman Cave, we're glad to have you with us. If you are returning, we're always glad to see you back. And we hope that if you're in the shadows, you will officially join us in the Ravelry group, which is Pen, Hook, and Needles on Ravelry, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Just press the little button on your right. Mm-hmm. And hit the little bell so that you get notifications. I'm going back to subscriptions.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're glad to have you back. I'm a little scattered today. We had a very late night last night. We got home at 8 from Talia's appointments around 8 o'clock last night, and I'm just a little out there.
You know, I was thinking if only we can determine which way the subscribe button is when we're looking at ourselves on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's how other people see us.
You're confusing me.
So it would be, where would the button be if you were looking at it?
Well, it's always opposite for them. It would be for us. So if it's
Except that when people watch it on the screen on YouTube, it's what we're seeing in this.
You're confusing me. All right, don't confuse. Explain it to me later. I'm directionally challenged in that when I'm looking at myself.
Well, because if you're looking at yourself, okay, look. In the screen, it looks like you're on the right. Here, you're on the left. You see? So
no, later. Later. You're confusing me. And I need to get through this. Okay, so with that intro, you know who we are. We're glad to have our new returning viewers with us. We have a couple, let's see. The giveaway. Wanted to do the giveaway. The Lady Fernico Creations giveaway. I closed that this morning, so you had a few hours extra. And I pulled the number. The first number that came up was Talia, so she didn't get to keep it because she's not eligible, just like I'm not eligible. The second number that we ran through the random number generator was number 20, which is Vonnie. I think it was number 20. Don't quote me on that, but it was Vonnie.
She knows it's Vonnie.
Studio Von Design. Vonnie, I need your address. Let me know that you won the prize. And unfortunately, I don't have it right here. I should have brought it with me. The prize that's
a nice prize, Vonnie.
Yeah, it is. You won the package of the Lady Fernico Creations Forever in Blue Jeans, the large scan. I think it's like 400 and some odd yards. And then the smaller one that is 218. They're both worsted weight. One is frozen. The smaller one is frozen. And the larger one is Forever in Blue Jeans. So you won that prize. I need to have your name and address and the fact that you saw this, that you won the prize. And I'll get that out to you as soon as I can. Okay. Moving on. And if I forgot anything in my normal spiel, I blame it on her.
What?
Because she kept interrupting me. Okay.
I was helping you.
Yes. Before we go a little bit further, we got something from Laura from Knitter's Magic in Winchester, our local LYS. This nice little cute little card. It's a thank you card, and it's as much yours, if not more so, than ours. Okay, it's a thank you note. Thank you for the beautifully handcrafted items for our local Evans Children's Home. It warms my heart to know we have such talented and kind folks in
our yarn community.
in our yarn community. God bless you all. That's Gracie's mom, who is Laura. So
I
this is.
I don't know why you have problems, Mom. Her handwriting is
It looks like over to me.
similar to yours, but better.
It's
I love you.
This is for everybody in the.
Hers is more legible than you.
It's in the for everybody in the podcast family. If I seem like I'm not with it or I'm missing my sentences and stuff, it's because she keeps interrupting me, and I can't focus when you do that. This morning.
Ow.
Okay. So we're very grateful that that is for you more than it is for us. But
Yes, it
since
is.
we have one of them, we're keeping it. So
We can't send it out to all the different people.
no. Let's see here. I think she has numbers after that. She put it on the card, her Ravelry name.
Could you?
Yes. Okay. Now, so we are very grateful for that, for the Evans House. And anytime you want to send anything for the Evans House or the Pregnancy Center, we're always willing to take it whenever you feel that you want to do it.
Yes.
Okay? Because they can always use it no matter what the season. So we're very appreciative. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to move on to upcoming alongs in other groups. Actually, upcoming is nothing at the moment. In other groups, the Yarn and I Cappy podcast. Cappy has just done another video that goes into a bit of detail about this. It's the Mickey, I love Mickey, Cal Lau. It's everything. She just seems to accept everything. All the rules are in her group, and it runs until Mickey Mouse's birthday, which is sometime near the middle of November. I think it's November 19th, but I'm not sure. Oh, November 18th. Just go to her podcast group and you get all the information on her video. Gives a lot of information about it. She is doing this kind of coinciding with us and Crocheting Hoovian and Diary of a Fistus Farm Gal and I think Undead Yarn. I think that's all 5 of us, and I may have forgotten somebody, but if I did, you can just find that in her group. You're welcome to double, triple, quadruple, multiple dip for these projects. Cappy gets very excited about the fact that you can win multiple prizes for one project. So are we. So that's awesome. So check that out. That should be a lot of fun. It dovetails really nicely into our 3 alongs that are going on: Tea and Tails, Autism Awareness, and Sparkle Like the Star You Are, because they all can be made to fit into Disney theme type of things. Mom Cook, well, I think that Loom Along's done, so I don't have to do that one anymore. So, and I will talk more about Mom Cook later, because I always do. A Crocheting Hoovian podcast group, that's Laura Concert. They are still doing their creature feature Cal over there. She's doing that in conjunction with Darkfire Woman, who is the Diary of Fistus Farm Gal. I think it's actually, I'm not sure whose along it actually is. They're doing it together. And right now they're still doing farm animals. So if you're doing, cats and dogs and pigs and mice and things like that, horses and chickens and all that kind of stuff, that will fit for the double chance at a prize. All the other toys, amigurumis that you make are eligible for prizes, but if they are in the theme of farm animals, you get a double chance at a prize. I don't know if I put my kitty cat in twice.
I don't know.
I might have to go check. So,
And PKC, were you put in twice?
Laura also has the Whip It Good Cal, which is just as it sounds. Make sure that you finish all the things. And she has her Life Changes shawl, Cal. That's knitted, so it's a Cal going on as well. And I think that's everything she's doing at the moment. She's got Tortoise versus Hare coming up, but it's not yet. The Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast, that's Deborah, Darkfire Woman. She's amazing. I think Deborah, I'm watching your current video and you just make me giggle. Thank you for the mention on your podcast. She has I Love Big Shawls and I Cannot Lie, and that's a Cal with a K, because it's only knitted, because she's doing that with somebody else, and they only want knitted. And it has to be exactly as it says, like over 1,200 yards in the
Which
pattern.
I feel is actually more challenging in knitting because, obviously you can more easily get 1,200 yards with crochet.
Yeah. And then you have the 2019 Farmer's Almanac Make-Along. So she should have June up pretty soon if she doesn't already. Just take a look at that for the rules. She has Never Have I Ever, which I just realized one of my projects will fit in there. I've never used handspun before, so my shawl that I finished by Laura Smoots, the yarn that she handspun for me, I think will fit in there. I just have to make sure that it works. And then the Creature Feature with Laura Concert. And then the Get Her Done, I think is what it's called, for kits. Okay, so you can pull out those kits that have been languishing on your shelves, poor little things feeling neglected, and you can do that for that along. Okay, there's a lot going on in both of those groups, and I think she said she might be picking up something else for her birthday. Oh, she's doing something for Earth. They're doing little Earth amigurumis. I caught that on the last podcast, and I think it was started on Earth Day, maybe.
I was just saying, I thought Earth Day was past.
It is past, but I think it ends on her birthday, and she might be picking up something else. So check that out. Comforting Crafts group, that's B-Wing, that's Brittany, and that's one of our moderators, and she's got the What Are You Reading in 2019, and 19 hats in 2019, and 52 dishcloths in that 2019, and color work. So that's awesome. I'm really happy to finally have something in at least one of those places. That's
the hats, right?
no, I got Miss Peppermint Kitty Cat in there.
Oh, that's right. You got her in the color.
And I think I have the hats in there too, but I don't know.
You almost cut her on PKC.
She will get mad if I do that.
No, you won't. Well, you're at PKC.
Okay, and the Bee's Knees group, that's Studio Von Design, who is Vani. She's also one of our moderators, but she has her own group. That's the Bee's Knees group, and she's doing 19 in 2019. Just 19. Doesn't have to be the number 19, just 19 or whatever for that. So that's kind of fun. My hair is a mess. I went out, and my hair was wet, and it's kind of windy, and it's just... Okay.
Your hair looks fine.
Thank you. Okay, so that's another one. Now, the Bee's Knees group and the Comforting Crafts group are not podcast groups. They are regular groups, but they're a lot of fun, and the people are wonderful and very charity-oriented, so it's nice. The Never Cast Off podcast group, that's Deb's Destiny, who is Debbie, and Blue Yarn Always, who is Sheila. And they had the Tracking Stash 2019, and I think the Vega Wrap is still going on, the Knit Along. I wanted to say there was something else, but I can't remember because I'm like halfway through their podcast, I think.
Right. I'm
So,
just trying to check and see. I can't remember if I took a picture for Davina's last hat I finished.
Vanilla Sock Pig podcast group is Vanilla Sock Pig, who is Stephanie, and she's doing the multiple myeloma cal, and she's also doing the autism awareness with us, as is Laura Concert. Okay.
Oh, good. I did take a picture.
And I forgot to say that Cappy's doing the PHN with us, the Tea and Tales.
Yes, yes.
But I'll get to that anyway. Heidi is doing the finish or frog it or finish it. I always forget what
And
the
the
order is.
Undead Heidi.
Undead Heidi. Yeah, that's Nitty Girl.
Yeah.
And she also has, I forgot to mention this, I think Deborah, who's Darkfire Woman, for reminding me, she has an ongoing thread for things done in her yarn. So,
Right, she does.
She does. So that's good. And you can find all the rules for those things in the group. Now, our current along, PHN Tea and Tales, our co-host for this is Cappy, as I mentioned. She has been very generous with a coupon code for us, both for the shawl kit, for the shawl she developed for us, for this along, and just for coupon code for us. And there's a dedicated thread for those coupons in the group, in the PHN group. We want our PHNers who are active on Ravelry to benefit from that. It's a very generous offer, and we're very thankful to Cappy for that. This Cal Lao runs from the 1st of January of this year all the way to December 31st, midnight, going into the next year, so it goes till 2020. And it's anything related to tea and or tales, and we're talking about fiction, all right? Novels, novelizations, chapter books, graphic novels, things like that. If you're in doubt, you can ask us or one of the moderators. You can check on Goodreads and Amazon, okay? They will have whether it's a fiction book or not. And I'm talking specifically, for the most part, sort of historical fiction. Sometimes there's a, kind of a confusion if that is going to be a fiction or not. So, excuse me, I don't know why my voice is acting the way it is right now. I think there's a lot of something.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to hear you this morning, too. I feel like it's got a little bit better.
I think there's a lot of pollen in the air or something. Excuse me, let me take another drink. Okay. The projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed, but must be worked on during the along and reflect the theme, okay? Chatter and pictures are all in the same thread. Projects, as I said, must be tied in some way, shape, or form to tea and tails, one whip per project per week, the FO whenever it's accomplished. Now, for those of you who are new to the community as a whole, your new knitters, new crocheters, an FO is a finished object. A whip is a work in progress. Okay? Franciscan Gypsies designs patterns, Lady Fernico Creations designs patterns, Cappy's, what's it called?
It's called,
It's called Tea and Tails.
It is called Tea
and Tails
yeah.
shawls because she changed the spelling.
Yeah, because I was saying,
Yeah. So those are all featured patterns for this along, as are any Joanna Johnson's patterns, Mom Cook patterns, Crocheting Hoovian
the
patterns.
ones that are related to Tea and Tails.
Yes, I was going to say at the end. Crocheting Hoovian patterns and Studio Von Design patterns that are related to tea and or tails are eligible for 2 chances at a prize, as is any finished object that is in my yarn or Cappy's yarn that you can relate to tea and or tails. If you have a featured yarn and a featured pattern, then it's eligible for 3 chances at a prize. But you are responsible for multiple postings. And the prizes for this quarter, there's 2 winners. One is a Plum Deluxe purple package, and then the other is a Mom Cook pattern. She has mostly loom knit. She has 1 knit pattern, so just talk to her about what you want. She'd be a great way to learn how to loom knit. Okay. Let's see here. For autism awareness, now I did mention this multiple times, but just for those who are unaware, I'm not going to go through all the rules for every along because it was starting to get really long when I did that. I'm just going to go through the rules that are different for each long. Okay, so autism awareness ends in June, the end of June. It started in April, and it's let's see here. What's different for this is that it has to be bright colored. Okay. At least 3/4 bright colored. Sparkles are always good. Okay. It also can be blue.
We're wearing the same kind of blue.
Yep. It also can be blue, but we ask that you try to make it a brighter blue. Okay. For autism awareness.
Yeah, not. Well, this blue might work, but this one's a little bit pale.
It's a little pale, but if you have sparkles on it, it might be okay.
Right.
Okay. So let's see what else. Now, our co-host for this, for autism awareness, as we said earlier, is Laura Concert, who's crocheting Hoovian, and Vanilla Sock Pig, who is Stephanie. Okay. The hashtag is PHN. The hashtag PHNAA 2019 is Instagram, and PHNAA 2019 is Ravelry for the tag. Okay. And one thing I forgot to mention, which is kind of self-explanatory, is you must be a member of the group to which you are posting your entries, and just in case people are new to this, and they might be because people join all the time.
Right.
My special yarns for this, anything bright, but especially my makes me happy. If you're happy and you know it, and follow your star, we'd love to see that in there. Okay. Let's see, prizes, chatter. Okay, we already talked about this. All right, the prizes for this along, Mom Cook has donated 5 of her patterns, 1 for each of 5 winners. That's amazing. The people are lucky who get that. Spinning Laura, who is Laura Smoot, donated several skeins of yarn for our prize pool. For this along, we're using one of her skeins of yarn. yarn ink in the Electric Avenue colorway, and we have a skein of Spring Tree Road yarn in the Tyrian colorway, which is it's purple, it's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of Laura Concert's Life Changes shawls, I'm donating that for winter, okay? And we had a donation, I keep mentioning this, and this time I actually wrote it out. This is from Amy, who is, I'm sorry, Amy, I just cannot think today.
Miss World?
Miss World. She is donating a copy of her Autism Awareness Bear and Weighted Lap Pad pattern as a prize for our along. She does this every year, so we're really happy about that. And she's got a code for us, May 1st through June 30th, and the code is different for the duration of our CAL for any the patterns in her shop. Okay, so you can check that out. All right. And this is very generous. She's extremely generous with us always. Mm-hmm. She just hasn't been on Ravelry very much. She said she meant to talk to us in April. She got to us in May, and I got this out officially in June.
Yes.
So we're, no
there
worries there, okay? The featured patterns, as always, Taya's Franciscan Gypsy Designs, my shawl pattern, anything brightly colored in my yarn, especially the Autism Awareness colorways, gets a double chance at a prize. Any brightly colored crocheting Hoovian pattern, and now she's got several, so that will be two chances at a prize. The Jack Be Nimble baby blanket by Mom Cook and the Sunlight Cowl by Mom Cook are eligible for 2 chances at a prize if it's brightly colored. And Miss World patterns, okay, especially her little Autumn Awareness Bear and Lap Gown, okay. The Sparkle Like the Star You Are Cal Lal, that's exactly what it says. Sparkly yarn. We want to see lots of sparkle in that. It's a fun along, and this one goes till the end of the month. And let's see here, it corresponds very nicely with our Autism Awareness, I think. And the tags for this is PHN Sparkle 2019 and hashtag PHN Sparkle 2019 on Instagram. Okay. Let me see here. We're accepting, as always, knit, loom knit, and crocheted. We just do all three. These featured yarns are Lady Fernico Creations Sparkle Yarn, which gets 2 chances at a prize for the FO, 3 chances at a prize for the FO using my Follow Your Star Sparkle Yarn. Okay? If you use my Sparkle Yarn with a featured pattern, like my shawl or Taya's toys or something, then
toy would be fun.
Yes, then, and this is the Sparkle, this is the Follow Your Star, you get 4 chances at a prize for that. Okay? And you're responsible for all that. And this is in the thread because I'm always afraid that this is a little confusing.
I need a shawl. I'm chilly.
Yeah, it is getting a little chilly. Okay. Let me see here. For this one, Mama C, who is Christina, generously donated a skein of Cascade Heritage Paint yarn. We have a skein of Sun Valley Fibers yarn in the Periwinkle colorway. And again, I'm donating a copy of Laura Concert's Life Changes shawl for winners. So we have 3 prizes here, so that's awesome. And we have coupon code still for PHNers who are members of our Ravelry group for 20% off my yarn, any of my yarn, but Sparkle yarn included, for the duration of the Sparkle Along. I'm sorry, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if I just turned this off and said, this is unlistenable.
You say that every time, right?
No, but this is worse. I see Evie and Rick when they got the book and they got the water coming up, and we've had bad before. This is worse. And yes, that is a pretty broad, open reference. I'm sure they know that one.
Well, you gave 2 names.
I gave 2 names, but if they don't know the movie,
Yeah.
But anyway, the 20% coupon is the only one still in effect. The other one for non-Ravelry group members has finished. But for you who are Ravelry group members, the 20% code goes to the end of June, and the code is in our group. Okay. Let's see here. Now, before we get into the rest of this, Wombat Knitter, Wombat of Doom, has asked the question on the threads a couple podcasts back. She was asking where Fun in the Woman Cave originated from, okay? And I'm going to read Valeria's response because it's very accurate. She said that Fun, this is for those who don't know, because it's been going on for a couple of years, 3 years, whatever it's
Something
been,
like that.
and you might not know. Fun in the Woman Cave is PHN, Pinhook and Needles. Fun is fun, fun. So it means fun in the Pinhook and Needles.
Woman cave.
Fun in the Woman Cave. So this was Vonnie's suggestion. We've been saying PHN forever, and she stuck a U in there. It said Fun in the Woman Cave, and we picked it up, and it's been with us ever since. Now, while Valeria was at it, she explained about the drinking game. Oops. Oops is a bunny? Oops is a bunny is, there's a whole bunch of things, but it's one of Talia's patterns that's based on a story that we're writing. And every time we drop something, we say, oops, is a bunny. And so Valeria suggested that we should take a drink of whatever we have, which for us is usually tea, although lately it's been water. And every time we drop something, we say, oops, is a bunny, and we drink something. And that's where that came from. So it's a lot. We have a lot of fun. And the Woman Cave was not always the Woman Cave. My husband, one year for Christmas, I think it was.
He picked that up at Hobby Lobby.
He picked it up at Hobby Lobby. And
I
gave
don't
it to
even
me.
think it was for Christmas. I think he just saw it and he liked it.
No, I think this one was.
Oh,
did
okay.
that.
I can't remember.
This one I think was a Christmas gift because I was so excited about it. So we put it up, and that just got incorporated into the PHN lore. So that's Fun in the Woman Cave.
We have lore.
We have lore. We're 7 years old. We have lore.
Is that the age you need to be to get lore?
I think you have to be 5.
You need to be 5.
I think you have to be 5. This many.
This many?
This many. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I touched base on that for Patty, who is Wombat of Doom, and thank Valeria for answering that. Let me see. Bonnie, I already put Bonnie. Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, we're finally 30 minutes in. Actually, it's shorter than I thought because I was so discombobulated.
We are 26 minutes and 21 seconds, 22 seconds, 23 seconds in.
How many whips do you have?
5.
Okay,
This
I have
many.
9. This many. I have this many.
Holy.
Okay.
Okay, when you get to that many, you aren't doing that for your age. No, most 9-year-olds don't do that.
I didn't say you had to do 9 be my age. I'm 3. I'm going backwards. All right. In my Kiki Boo Holiday Owls bag is the Sherbet Toddler Hat 2 project. And I did some work on this. We had a very long wait in the waiting room yesterday. So I only had 5 projects to work on initially, and I brought 5 with me, but one I had already worked on, so that's how I got 9. So this is the baby hat. You can see it's actually starting to
grow a little.
bit.
How crazy how that happens
When I work on it. So usually I can crank these right out. I just haven't been wanting to work on this right now.
Probably because you've had the ability to work other projects.
So this is made with
Sorry, I had something
this
out.
yarn print in Sherbet's Stripe colorway. And of course, I think that I might finish this with this hat, because I'd made several hats with this.
How big of a skein was it?
I'm sorry?
How big of a skein was it?
Like it's a normal skein, like 300 or whatever yards.
Okay.
You know, I'm trying to see if I have any left. I think I gave most of them to David. No, see, do you see over there where the big
Round?
cake one is?
Yeah.
The one next to it. Those are the same skeins.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the same kind of skeins. I think that they're different, called different things, but I made my bank head out of the blue one over there, the blue and purple.
Oh, okay.
Okay, in my sock knitter shawl, because apparently this is the Lady Fernico Who Cannot Talk shawl show.
I like the shock knitters shawl.
Shock knitter shawl. This is by K.F.
It's
Jones.
shocking.
Shocking. This is by K.F. Jones, not K. Jones, but K.F. Jones. And
Bakery Bears fame.
Bakery Bears fan. I only did one row of this. I didn't think I was going to do anything on this. I had a little bit of time when I was waiting for Talia to get out of work because she was running late. So I was able to finish a row. I didn't want to bring this bag with me because it would have been an extra bag. So I was hoping I could get some done at home, and I did. But only one. Where's my needle? There it is. Okay.
Yeah, don't take your stitches off your needle because it's growing quite large.
Yes.
That would be truly distressing.
So you can see how pretty that is. I love this color.
And you showed it the proper side to the audience.
I
Good
always
job.
show the proper side.
Well, you
to the audience.
you
I
have a
just take-
tendency.
I just take my time doing it.
You have a tendency to look
Don't
at the right side
rush
yourself.
me. Don't rush me. Don't rush me. Okay. So this is this, and I don't have a whole lot on this skein left. This much, but I have a whole other skein to go. And Taya said that she thinks she did break into that one, so I probably
Yeah, I
would
did.
do a little bit on that before I do the next color, which is, I think it's Vlad.
That's gonna be so nice.
And I've been looking forward to this shawl. It'll be pretty. Kate writes a really nice pattern. And I'm using Chow Goose with this, and this is regular red lace circles. I thought maybe these were the ones that bent, but they don't. So I keep this in here. It's your turn.
Oh yeah, you did too. Let me do my new piece and I'll grab project. So,
I matched my bag.
in my Star Knits R2 bag, is my Diana's Hats by Joanna Johnson. And hang on, I'm getting stuck. Hi, MP Casey. And this is Lemonade Shop yarn, and I feel like this is Over the Rainbow.
I think you're right. If you hear the
Rainbow Dream.
extraneous noises out there, because we started a little late, my husband's walking around, he's going in and out of the house, Davina's walking around, so
Yeah.
you might hear things.
Yeah, this is actually Rainbow Dream.
Excuse me. Oh, okay.
I knew it was something rainbow. And Davina was like, I like that hat. Who's it for? I'm like, it's yours. So she was okay with that.
Yeah, no. She was just asking if she wanted to make sure it wasn't hers.
Yeah. But as you can see, it has little pops of rainbow in this lavendery purple. Very much Davina's colors, not mine. So she will get enjoyment out of this
And she wears hats all the time.
constantly. If she's not wearing a hat, something's weird.
Or we've told her to take it off.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. What's my next one? Okay.
Your next two.
What?
Your next two.
My next two. Okay, this is my Silver Shed USA Eeyore bag. Eeyore. Eeyore. I love this bag. It's so cute. And this is my School Marm Shawl project from the Easy A pattern by Laura Smoot. And I did a fair amount on this. Not as much as I might have liked, but it's coming along. Stuck.
Stuck.
Stuck. Here we go. So you can see it's growing a little bit. I'm getting out of the lace section now. So I'm going into regular, whatever the next section is. I have to go back and look because I don't remember.
But
This is where I'm actually working.
yes.
So, and I'm using Yowza with a skein because I usually tend to use Yowza because it's so versatile. This is Miss Babs Yowza in Gotta Love Me colorway, and they're 10.5 knit picks circular, not knit picks. I changed them out of knit picks. These are Chow Goose red lace. So that's that, and this will be done when it's done.
And it's finished.
Be finished when it's finished. The next one is, usually this is in my Valeria bag, but because we've been traveling so much with doctor's appointments and stuff, I took it out. I probably put it back in now because we don't have a lot of appointments coming up. This is the On Cloud 9 project from the Lala Simple Shawl pattern by Laura Linneman. And I've actually started the last ball of yarn. Somebody at the place asked me about this. I think it was Lindsay who asked
Oh, okay.
about
That must
this.
have been when I was in the appointment.
Yeah.
Or one of the points when I was in the appointment.
So this is really heavy. It's really nice and heavy. And I still love this, and I can't wait till I can wear it. I had to find a way to store it so it doesn't get dirty because it's white.
It's very white.
Yes, it is. And this is the last skein of yarn.
Wasn't that exciting?
So that's cool. Because it does go pretty fast when you're working it.
Well, it does generally require working it to go fast.
Well, my point is it goes
No, I know
pretty
what you mean. I'm
fast.
picking on you.
I don't know. I'm not really good at weaving in ends for knitting. I'm going to have to look that up a little bit more.
I feel like Kay has a tutorial on that.
I'm not really sure how well I tied this onto the thing either. I'm going to just make sure that stays there. So yeah, that's this. I really like, the lady that was talking to me was like, that's so, it looks hard. I'm like, no, it looks hard, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those really nice patterns that people go, oh my gosh, I can never do that. And yet it's not, it's very beginner friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Laura did a great job with this. And she's a teacher, so that's probably why
Mm-hmm.
she's able to make things seem easy. I think she's a teacher.
I think she is.
She does something in the education system.
I feel like she's a teacher. I feel like you're right.
Yeah. Okay, so it's your turn.
It is my turn. So, next one is actually this project. This is the Purple Turtles project, which is a turtle beanie pattern. This is my project for Laura Concert of the Crochet and Hoovian podcast, and it's because last year the hares let the tortoises win because the tortoises, threw fits and threw themselves on the ground and that kind of thing. But
Sounds like sour grapes to me.
my thing that I had to do was knit a color work turtle hat. So
And
this-
Laura's been very good about giving you plenty of time.
Yes. So it's almost done. I'm doing the decreases. Actually, pretty soon I'm going to have to stop because I'm waiting for DPNs to come in because these are the only 2.5s I own. I had to... This is a free pattern. So you can't really complain about any mistakes in a free pattern because, it's free. But the math for the decreases of this pattern does not work. The math does not work. Yes. Okay. What?
I'm trying to think what you were working on.
What?
Just go ahead.
So for the math for the decreases of this pattern does not work. I went and I recrunched the numbers, and in my project page, I have written down the corrected math for the decreases. So anyone who is interested in doing this pattern, her pattern is not necessarily the most clearly written pattern, but like I said, it's free. So
Can't complain.
can't complain. And if you want the decreases made more clear to you, I have written my pattern
In your project
in my
page?
project page. Sorry, brain dead.
Okay. In my...
So that's this, and it's pretty, and it's all mom's yarn.
Yeah, this is... is this just a purple?
That's just the purple. I think it was an oops.
Yeah, and then this is Crocheting Hoovian, I think.
No, that was a Pink Panther.
Panther. Which one do you have? My...
You didn't dye any purple Crochet and Hoovian for me.
I thought you had some in one of the color. Okay. Alright.
These are Crochet and Hoovian colors.
Yes, they are.
But the purple was like a lavender oops.
Mm-hmm.
Untamed oops, I want to say. The white is Bare Necessities, and the pink is Pink Panther.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. This one you haven't seen in a while. In my Knitting's My Bag, French Lady's Bag, is my Alora Dannon project, which is a baby cardigan. It's the In Threes, a baby cardigan pattern. and this is by Kelly Herdrich. I'm sorry, Kelly Herdrich.
You haven't worked on this one in a while.
I did 3 or 4 rows on this, I think, yesterday. No, maybe it's 2 or 3 rows.
That's really pretty for baby
Yeah,
something.
baby
Sweater.
something. Baby sweater. So.
But it's good for any baby kind of thing, is
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
So I'm not even sure. I think I'm going top down.
It looks like it to me, because
Yeah,
here's your
is the
collar.
Yeah, here's your. Whoops, it might not be too far from separating for the sleeves for it.
I feel like you might not be.
So there's a collar here, and you
What
can,
age is that?
I think I'm doing the small, like a 6-month.
Okay, I was going to say it looked like it was about 6 months.
So this is I like using Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn for the baby sweaters because they can go in the wash,
Mm-hmm.
and they're fairly soft. They look pretty. They stripe really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So the colorway is Sea Spray Stripe, and I'm using US 8 5mm ChiaoGoo red lace circulars for this. And for those of you who weren't around when I started this, Elora Danan is a reference to the movie Willow. She was the baby in question. So
Is that 2?
how many do you have left?
I have 3 left.
Okay. Let's see here.
Because remember, I only have 5 projects, and you had double that.
Yeah, but there's one time I don't have to double. After this time, I don't have to double anymore. Okay, in my...
No, Mom, you will have to double for one other time.
Okay, well, whatever. We'll get to that when we get to it. In my Mama C Owl bag. I love this bag.
But you don't have any owl
I
bags.
don't have any owl bags. This is my September the Baby Turtle from the Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle pattern by Talia. And I did some on this. It was hard in there because I kept talking and I kept losing my count. But you can see that I did make some progress.
Which is
on
why I
this.
didn't work on anything that had any count in there.
So you can see it is making progress. I'm glad you like these colors, Beth. I really
They're
do
really
like,
pretty.
I do like the colors for both my turtles.
Mm-hmm.
So this has made some progress. I'm done with the shell, but I'm not giving Talia the shell, as I mentioned repeatedly, because I want to maybe make another one with the reverse and then put them upstairs. Because I like stuffed animals. And I'm using, this is Marigold Jen this is Dragonfly Fiber in sheaf. And then I got Marigold Jen in the fresh colorway, which is green. This green that I'm using down
It's
here.
fresh.
It's fresh. And then I have this gold, which is Madeline Tosh in liquid gold. Yes, I use Madeline Tosh to make toys.
Well, that's why it was originally designed with Mad Tosh.
I know Heidi just kind of has little panic attacks or something when we do that. Kind of like Allison when you say you're going to rip something out. Poor Heidi. Heidi is wonderful. And she puts up with us using her yarn for toys instead of other things. Okay. She's a good friend.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this is me again. So in my Silver Shed USA, hey, this is her, guys. My Silver Shed USA PHN bag is my Anne's Midnight Romance, which is the Anne sweater by Joanna Johnson. And I feel like this got a fair amount of work this week.
It grew quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's all curly.
Oh yeah, because it's all stockinette.
That's going to be really pretty. You can see it's not very heavy.
No, it's not. Which is perfect, honestly, for... I wouldn't want something with this kind of... the sparkle. I wouldn't want that to necessarily be heavy.
Yeah. And you're not going to wear it all the time. This is kind of fancy to be wearing everywhere. So you might be wearing it in church or dinner or something.
And we'll see. It's not a fancy style. It's a
Right.
sparkle that makes it look fancy.
Yeah. When you get it finished, you'll be better able to...
Yes.
Determine.
But it was yarn that wasn't being used. And I'm not sure if I mentioned last week, I found 2 more skeins when we were cleaning out because of the rubble. So I don't have to change yarns. I can keep this black with red sparkle throughout. So I'm really excited about that. So this is old yarn. I've had it for a long time.
Yeah.
One of my earliest purchases. And
Well,
it
yeah.
was meant for a sweater.
It was because you bought at the same time I bought that other yarn for the owl.
And I have tried multiple times to start something with this, and I've just never, maybe not multiple times, I've tried maybe once, because it was already caked up. I have several skeins caked up.
Well, we both did with the yarn we got there. It took me a long time to be able to make anything with mine.
And then I just couldn't find the perfect project. I would look, and then I'd be like, no, this needs to have the perfect project.
Because she bought a sweater quality. She couldn't buy 2. She had to buy 10.
Well, this was back when I was primarily a sweater knitter.
Well, again, we talked about that. I think we figured out it was just the beginning of that.
Yeah, because I was primarily a sweater knitter for a couple years.
Okay. Let's see here. In my Plover Bird Mickey Mouse bag is my Colorful Birds wrap, which I haven't worked out in a while either. And this, I'm using, this is the Show Off Boomerang pattern by April Klitsch. And I'm using US 9s and Test Designer yarn Superwash Merino worsted. And there was no colorway on it, so I don't know what the colorway is. It kind of reminds me of the beach in Florida for some reason. Let's see here. I guess I'll take this off for now so you can see. I did make a whole lot of progress on this. The nice thing about working this is because right now it's still very short, so I can feel like I got a lot accomplished. And I did 4 or 5 rows on this, and I'm like, oh wow. And it grows fairly quickly. It is a worsted yarn. The needles are like a, oh, I didn't realize that.
What?
Oh no, I'm reading the wrong thing here. I'm using US 9s for this with worsted weight, which is what I usually tend to use with Miss Babs and worsted weight, US 9s and US 8s, so 9.5s, whatever. Makes me feel happy at that particular moment. Not my colors, really. I mean, they are my colors, but they're not in the right combination, kind of, or the right
To be your
shades.
colors. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big yellow person, but I like blues and greens. And it's just the shade. And I'll see. I don't know if this will go to somebody else or if I'll keep it. We'll see. But I'm enjoying working on it.
Right, and sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah. And the skein is ginormous. I mean, it's just, it hardly fits in this bag. It takes up the whole bottom of the, let me take this out and I'll show you.
It was a really good deal, if I remember correctly.
It was.
Too.
A Mother's Day gift a couple of years ago. In Maryland. Can you see that?
No, it's very dark in
There.
there.
Wait, here, hold on. Can you see that?
It's covering the whole bottom of the bag.
It's this. Look at this. That's the ball. That's the bag, and that's the yarn. It's all the way in there. Thankfully, the ball gets smaller as the shawl gets bigger, because I'd have trouble.
And the shawl squishes also
Yes,
more
it does.
than the ball would.
Yes, it does. Because I couldn't make a cake all the way. I had to do it because I don't have a jumbo ball winder, and my husband tried to get me one. It never showed up. But so I put it on my Knit Picks ball winder and then took it off and had to continue by hand with that. Okay.
It's my turn. Because you wait, no, wait.
You have 2 and I have 2.
Do we?
I have 2.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter.
Okay, well, I will be generous.
Generous, huh?
Yes, generous.
How's that?
Because I am. So in my Knitter's Magic brown bag with kitties inside, soft brown bag.
My soft bag's not getting a lot of use. I have to snag you sometimes so I can fix that mistake.
So this is my Cathedral Grove hat, and this is with shepherd's wool.
Oh, that's turned out pretty.
It's got the yellow. It's got the green, which is just called green.
Kelly green.
And the brown, which is pumpkin, roasted pumpkin. I don't remember what the yellow is off the top of my head. It's like sun something or other.
Yeah.
Buttercup, not sun anything.
That's
The other one is Sun something. So
Other sun. Big yellow one.
I got into the color work, so I finally got past all the ribbing. And I'm very happy with the effect that occurred because I took the black and white picture of all the skeins of yarn together to decide which ones contrasted the most for me to then choose what would be the color work section. And look at that contrast. That is the way I like my color work to look. Smacking you in the face.
Don't smack.
I'm not the yarn smacking.
No.
She says not to smack.
You're very rude yarn. Very undisciplined yarn.
Tell it to the yarn.
I don't talk to yarn.
We actually need to pause because I really need to make a bathroom break. So,
We're back after
TMI, but
After, what is it, this sponsor...
the sponsor break,
I forget what they used to say. Whatever they used
intermission.
yeah, whatever. That's not what I was thinking of. But
No,
okay.
but we're going to call it intermission. I shall return.
And we're back.
We are. I hope you
Okay.
enjoyed your intermission. Grab something else to drink. I literally ran another comb through my hair, and that section I thought I fixed is still doing what it wants.
Not your feet.
Not my feet.
Okay. In my Silver Shed USA Lady Fernico bag. Yay. Love it, Anne. Anne is awesome. Is my Aslan from the Lion Witch in the Wardrobe pattern. And I'm really close to starting the color work. You know, having to join in the round and start the color work. US 2.5 are a pain in the rear.
That's what these are.
I know. So, the ribbing.
Oh, I do have another 2.5. I can use that to help myself.
Just ribbing. And this is Lady Fernico Creations in the Forever and Blue Jeans. And then the other color is my Bare Necessities. And I'm enjoying this. I just have to, I'm looking forward to getting to the size 5s. So I have a little bigger needle to work on.
Mom, thank you for mentioning the needle size, because now I realize I can finish up my hat whenever I want to.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Okay, so that is that.
Oh, you're my best friend.
Uh-huh.
I love you.
You love me as long as you can interrupt me with impunity.
That's a big word, impunity.
I even know what it means.
I know. So, oh, I guess it's my turn. Well,
I guess so.
it's my version of that hat.
You keep looking at it and I would tweak your nose.
Why would you do that?
Because I feel like it.
So, in my Silver Shed USA books bag
I like this bag. I like this material. Always have.
is my Lion Witch in the Wardrobe hat, and I got a lot of work done in this. Basically, I was having very long work days this week, so I wasn't able to get any sort of exercise or walking outside or anything like that, besides which it was hot. So I'd come home and the only thing I want to do is get a few rows in before I go to bed. So that's what I did. And this is a mixture of different yarns, including Mom's Not Quite a Pug. So, as you can see, it has grown quite a lot, because I was still in the middle of the lions
That's really pretty.
last time, like around here. So my people are done, my lions are done, and I'm in the snowflakes and closing up the hat.
It's very pretty.
Wow, that looks really nice on camera.
Is this the lamppost?
You know, maybe it's supposed to be the lamppost. I didn't really think it through that far. I thought it was just a separator.
Or it could be a tree. I think she does a lot of things purposely, and I'm wondering if that's the lamppost
It
representing.
could be. It could be. But look at that hat. That is just such a nice...
Yes, she's very talented.
This is Linda Moss, who also released a new pattern, I think it was last week.
Which we promptly picked up.
Yes. And I'm thoroughly enjoying her hats. I mean, look at that. Her hats all have a story behind them and symbolism, so it's not just pretty designs. It's pretty designs, but it's more than that. But look how pretty. It's a
nice.
very enjoyable knit, too. So I highly recommend this hat.
And as I mentioned,
And this is only available to PHNers at this time.
right, as I mentioned, for those of you who might be leery of color work or whatever, she's very beginner friendly. She gives you lots of options for things. If you noticed, my ribbing is not in the round yet.
Mm-hmm.
She gives you that option, and she talks about how you can hold your yarn and 2 colors or 5 colors. What she gives you options, and I really like that.
Right.
Oh, for your increases and stuff.
Yes, she does. So it's very nice. Now my colors for my hat just happen to match what she has in her chart. So this gives you a very good idea of just about exactly how she wanted it. I mean, her light blue is maybe a little bit lighter than my light blue. And
Well, yours is almost a slate blue-gray.
yes, and I think she has a black where mine is a navy blue there. But the yellow might be just slightly off of her yellow.
It's like gold.
Mine's more a gold. Well, mine's actually an orange. A goldy orange. Because that was the yarn you picked up at Nerd Magic, but for a color mosaic project. But you decided you didn't care for the pattern combined with the yarn, so I inherited the yarn. And look, I mean, it almost immediately got used. And then this red is the hot sauce.
Yeah.
It's Dragonfly.
Airport
hot sauce. And I almost knit a sweater out of this at one point, but ripped it out.
That's beautiful color.
And it's been used in various different projects since then, so I don't feel like this yarn's gone to waste. Honestly, if it's a plain yarn, it might have some slight variation, but if it's a yarn that can be used in color work, it's not going to be a wasted yarn for me. So, this got a lot of love this week, and like I said, I'm in the decreases, so it's not far off.
Okay, my last project is in my Silver Shed USA PHN. This is our first bag that was actually made.
Right, Mom got the blue one, I had the red one.
There was blue, red, and gray.
Only a few people out there own the gray.
Yeah, my mother owns a gray one. I think
feel like
Brittany owns one. But most people get the blue or the
I thought
red.
Sue got one too. Maybe she got blue.
Yeah, some people got 2, and they
Right.
so. But this was our first original design bag. Anne always does a fantastic job. We love working with her.
Yes.
But this is Laura's shawl, the Life Changes shawl. I'm just trying to find where my actual... There's still not a lot on here, but you can see that I made some progress. The owl is no longer, hanging off the edge here. So this is the main color. And then I have a green and a pink. And the name of this is Secret Garden. And I was looking through something and saw that Bonnie has something called Secret Garden, but I didn't know.
Right.
So,
Hey, there's not like a limit on how many people
Yeah.
can call their things Secret Garden.
and I don't know if it was the same shawl, even it's just a project she was doing. So, and I'm sure she will allow.
No, there is a price for you stealing.
She
her
won the yarn.
project.
Shh. But I really like this. This is a nice,
Payoff.
this is a very nice knit, at least at this point. I haven't gotten into any of the lace or other stuff yet, but I enjoy working on it. I enjoy the fact that I'm doing a fingering weight yarn with a larger needle, which I can see myself using this pattern for some of the fingering weight I can't bear to get rid of.
Right.
And like I have something I won from Spicy Homemaker,
Ruse Meadow?
Ruse Meadow, that I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't want to give it away because I love the name of it and the colors are beautiful. Maybe I'll do one of these. So that's that.
No, I have no further projects.
Okay, moving right along. I don't have any FOs, nothing frog, blah blah blah. I finished my Into the Gleam. The book got much better at the end.
Did it?
Tied everything together, but maybe I need to read it where I'm not reading it in so much distance between chapters or something, but I'm going to let it rest for a while. I have started Spectre of the Past by Timothy Zahn. That's a Star Wars novel, and I'm really liking that. I always like his Star Wars novels, and I'm a big Star Wars
Seriously,
person.
when you're done with his Star Wars ones, I need to point you in the direction of his other books. You will really enjoy the Quadrail series. It's probably my favorite of his. It's all in first person. But he does a really good job of it. It's an action-packed thing, but it's first person.
Who's the one who wrote, was it Dragonback?
That's him as well.
I thought that was first person.
No, that's not first person.
I like that. I have to reread that. I've read the first book, but I forgot.
He's done another one first person that you might have read. It was with the guy who had the alien with the ferrets on the shoulders.
I haven't read that one yet.
You haven't read that one yet? That's on your to-do list as well.
Yeah. I love reading.
It was introduced to him through Star Wars, but his other novels are just so good. Angel Mass.
Angel Mass was a little harder for me to get into.
It was a little bit more sciencey, but
And
the
I love
characters were
science.
strong.
Yeah, I love science, but
That was the first non-Star Wars one I read of his, and I still like it, but it's not my favorite of his. It just has a special place in my heart because it was my first introduction.
I do love the Star Wars universe and, science fiction fantasy and regular fantasy and that kind of stuff, but I hadn't had a chance to really read it, so I'm looking forward to getting back into that. Maybe I'll jumpstart my writing a little bit. All right, I'm not going to read any ephemera today because we're kind of late today. Is there anything you wanted to say?
Yes, we should probably give a warning that we're going to be talking about personal stuff, so if people are...
Oh, we're going to do the office visit?
The office visit, and also a little bit maybe an update on everything.
Yeah. Before you do that, let me just thank the people who commented on YouTube because they may want to leave.
Yeah.
So we want to thank the people who've commented everywhere, and I've answered everybody unless somebody popped up. I may not have answered. No, I think I answered Brittany before we got online. So we want to thank on YouTube Catherine, Joan, Renna, Sally, LNS Crafts, Wombat of Doom 53, Pat, and Brittany. We want to thank you for commenting on YouTube. We want to make sure we say that. Sometimes they get neglected, so we'll make sure we thank them. But we thank everyone who commented, whether it was on YouTube or on Ravelry. I do want to thank everyone who participated in the Lady Furnico Creations giveaway. That really surprised me. I was really happy so many people were excited about that. All the kind words and encouragement were very much appreciated. Once again, Vani, you were the winner. Congratulations. Please contact me that you won that yarn. And I thank everybody who thought enough of my yarn to look at it, to mention my shop to other people, and to participate. I am still working on getting the Instagram one up, so keep your eyes open for that. It is
Just one eye.
Yeah, one eye.
The one in the middle of your forehead.
Yes. It's a Comet base, and it's Midnight Sky, I think. So hopefully that one will be going up soon. I keep forgetting to talk to Laura again to walk me through that, so I can keep an eye on who's participating. And if you want to try for that one, then you can maybe try for that one as well.
I really feel like eventually it will benefit you to have an open account just for your yarn stuff, because that will get you more exposure.
Well, probably Lady Furnico Creations as opposed to Lady Furnico.
Yeah. Because as a yarn dyer, I feel like you need that exposure.
So that's all I have to say about that. And the fact that we will probably podcast again next week, which is the 8th of July. I said July. I was thinking September, so I can't say September, so I said July instead of June. The 8th of June is that's Saturday, so we'll be hopefully back here then. So if you need to leave because you don't want to hear the rest of the stuff here, that's we don't have any stash enhancements or anything except for my glasses that I'm not going to show you right now. Then you can we're thankful that you're here. If you want to go have have the rest of your weekend, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and we look forward to seeing you later. Okay,
so give them a couple minutes to toddle away.
Toddling. That is a reference. Kind of an obscure one, but it is a reference movie.
But yes. So for things around the house, the toilet's now out.
The toilet is in our tub.
Because it started leaking again on Sunday.
They cleaned it up. They stopped it up. Stopped the water and everything. Dried everything out. They dropped off some samples of vinyl. We don't want vinyl. We want tile because we're actually going to let the insurance cover what it was, the amount of money they were going to give us, put that toward the restoration, and then we're going to renovate the rest of it. So because we're going to do that anyway, and why tear it up again? So
Right.
we're going to be looking at, as soon as the podcast is over, my husband and Davina and I are going to go out to eat, and then we're going to go to Lowe's and look at tile, look at a new tub, and look at a new toilet. We will not be replacing the vanity.
And I'm very excited about actually having a day to just sort of chill. The past 3 weekends have been very packed, and for me, that's not the best thing. I need my rest weekends to recover from work week, particularly since I've been working about 10 hours, 5 days a week, so... Which, yes, I know, I'm sure there's people out there who do that, but...
Not with dysautonomia.
Yeah. So it's been very long work weeks and I need recovery time. That being said, we did have a doctor's appointment yesterday.
Left the house a little after 12. Got home a little after 8. It was a long day.
Now, we didn't get there until, what was it, 1:30?
Oh, yeah, we got there about...
Because it's a trip for us.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half, so...
And sometimes they're able to take you early. But that's usually if you have testing or something like that. Because they can usually get the tests done pretty quickly. But it's when you're waiting to see the doctor that takes a bit longer. And everyone in the waiting room has been there quite a while.
And we walk out and say, I'll be back. We'll be here.
It was most waiting rooms, you know how it is. You pull out your knitting because no one's going to really talk to each other. They might say, you might have 1 or 2 people maybe talking, but usually it's if they happen to know each other already. Most people kind of are in their own little zone thinking about what's going on with them or listening to their music or whatever. When we walked in there, it was basically like a support group.
And when we started, it was only about 3 or 4 people.
Right. And none of them knew each other
Yeah.
previous. At first it was the young lady, and I'm not going to say names.
No
but,
names.
No names. Also reference.
Yes.
But,
We've used that reference 3 times in a row.
yes, we have. There was the young lady, who was actually about my age, and then a young girl and her grandmother. They were talking about POTS, living with POTS, EDS, MCAS together. And I thought at first they knew each other until you start listening a little more, and then I joined because it was obvious it was just random people talking, and I was personally involved. So, then the person who apparently started everything going, the young man,
About 20 years old.
about 20 years old, he came, and then it seemed eventually like we had like 6, 7, 8 strangers all talking about their experience with the POTS, MCAS, EDS, which is it's called a trifecta. It's frequently seen together, and I have all 3 of those. I'm a zebra.
Yes, you are. You're weird. Anyway.
But people were talking because the one lady had just been recently diagnosed, had a lot of fear.
She was very nervous. She had, she had 3 kids that she had to worry about and all that kind of stuff, and just difficulties.
But so there was a lot of support and a lot of questions that were going on. It's the best waiting room experience I've ever had.
I listen mostly because I'm not a potsy, but they were very. Every once in a while, I'd say something, but they were very, very supportive. And everywhere this particular young man went, he talked to people, and the whole area was uplifted.
And he had been diagnosed for like
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, and
so
he had
an early
rough,
diagnosis.
rough stuff that he went through. Most positive young man I've ever met.
Yes.
Brilliant. What he was going, very intelligent.
So it was a very good experience. It was nice to be able to talk to people. Because one thing, yes, the Facebook support groups are good, but there's only, sometimes you feel like, maybe I'm oversharing, maybe I'm going to sound crazy if I say this. Even in support group, you only are to a certain extent feel comfortable saying so much. In this setting, I would feel like I could say, well, did anyone else feel like this? Like you feel off, but you can't really explain it. And they're like, oh yeah, all the time. It's just like, oh, that's not just me.
And then you learn there were different kinds of pots.
Well, I always knew about hyperpots.
Yeah, I didn't know about hyperpots. I was listening to them, and it's just.
Well, we had determined, it was interesting, like 3 of us were talking at one point because 2 of the people were back getting tests or seeing the doctor or whatever. So 3 of us talking, and we were like, well, yeah, we all had the same diagnosis, but we all presented differently. One person was constantly symptomatic. 2 of us tended to have flares. But the one girl with her EDS would frequently pop her hip in and out. Whereas for me, I have the ability to reach
Stop that.
my thumb down to my
Stop
forearm.
that. Stop it.
Why?
Stop it. It's weird.
You hit my watch. I didn't like that.
I don't care.
But she didn't have that flexibility, but she could go easily into the splits.
Yeah.
So it's just, it looks different for each person.
Well, it's like a lot of things.
Well, they're all,
on it.
and they're all 3 syndromes also. So
Right.
syndromes tend to be a little
Well,
bit more
that's
diverse.
why you had that with Davina with her
Yeah.
Asperger's and stuff. Get a little Asperger's
Yes,
in here.
yes.
All right. You know, they present differently. Some have developmental delay. Some have this, that, or the other thing.
And it doesn't mean that it's any less, like it's any less
No.
severe. It
No.
just means that it presents differently.
Right. Right. Well, it's like the young man said. You know, I'm not trying to. What did he say? I'm not trying to minimize what you're going through.
Yeah.
You know, it's different for every person. I actually talked to this young man after when people thinned out a bit, so I wouldn't embarrass him, because I wanted to let him know that he has a gift. He's looking into the sciences, but he has a gift for working with people, and he makes everyone that and I won't mention his name, not that he watches the podcast, but he'll know
Yeah.
who he is if he saw this by mistake. He was able to take the person from where they were at and talk to them, and you can see them, even though they might still be uneasy or whatever, they felt better afterward, and they
Felt less alone.
felt less alone. You know, this kid had gone through all kinds of stuff. I mean, just, you know, I can't imagine what his family had to. His polite young man, aged 20, looked like any other kid of his age group, but so polite. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. You know, parents did something well by him, and he's definitely. But so I talked to him about that, and I was really happy. I said, "Look, I'm not trying to embarrass you. You know, this random old person, just kind of telling him this stuff." But and he's just, you know, and his face lit up. It was nice to see. He said he appreciated that, but. I guess they had asked him to maybe, you know, talk to people in another setting, which is good, because I think
Well, when they mentioned I guess there's some sort of camp, they had mentioned to the young girl who was about 13, and she wasn't sure if she wanted to do it, and this and
the other one was 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 2 of them.
There were 2 of them.
Yeah.
But she wasn't sure she wanted to do it, and they talked to him about it in a different capacity, because as soon as she mentioned the camp, I was like, he would be excellent as like a leader or something.
And I talked to one of the ladies who was a manager. I said, you know, he would be great. She said, yeah, we've already talked about it. She said, when I first came here, I already knew about him, because he's been going forever. And he's just the kind of person that you want, this kind of person in the helping professions.
Yes.
I mean, I can see him getting burned out, because he just has a giving personality.
Yeah. But it was a very positive experience.
It was.
Just to be in that waiting room. I've never been in a waiting room quite like that before. Which also makes you think to yourself, challenge yourself, you know, to maybe reach. Now, not everyone has that personality where they can just talk to the random person like that.
And not everybody also is receptive to that.
Right. I think that he hit a very receptive group as well. But I have a feeling he could find any receptive people anywhere.
I think he could talk to a wall, and the wall would talk back. It's just very. He just had that kind of personality. Put everybody at ease, and you know, I don't know why we're talking mostly about him, but he. I guess what we're talking about is the experience of a waiting room could be changed
by one person.
By one person,
and
excuse me.
It was changed by that one person. And even when he left the room, because the ice had already been broken, all of us continued to talk.
We had one person at the other end of the room who waited almost to when, I think he had already left, or was getting ready to leave, was back in the last time. Do you guys know each other?
Yeah.
No. And she actually, that was the one we talked with the pretty red hair.
Oh, okay. So you know, people were exchanging names, you know, kind of but I think all of us kind of thought in the back of our heads we would keep an eye out for each other in the Facebook groups. Chances are we'd
Yeah.
run into each other again
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
You know, because we all go to the same doctor
Yeah.
with the same conditions. You know, the likelihood is quite high. We'll
The
see
caregivers that are going, you know, like me, like the little girl's mother, the grandmother, you know, we're always there. Not that I'm necessarily a caregiver for Talia, but I'm there
Yeah.
as support. It's just that, you know, they talk and you because one of the mothers, the one that we met at the very end, I need to get on there so I can find her, was saying, are you on the support group? And I'm like, well, it kind of makes me nervous because some of the things they talk about makes me very concerned about what could happen. But I guess there's a parent support group, so I need to maybe look into that. And I said I'll try and look into that. So that's when she gave me her name, and that's, you know, it was a very nice, because it was a long wait, and it could have been a lot longer.
Right, but because it was more of a support group environment, yes, people were commenting about how long it was, but it didn't feel as long.
But it was joking.
Yes.
A lot of times it was joking. Yeah, I'll see you. I'll be here. He was getting ready to leave. I said, you ain't never leaving. It's just kind of, you know, it was very uplifting, you know.
And we were the last ones to leave.
Yeah, we
Oh,
closed
no,
it.
I'm sorry. Yes, we were.
We did. We closed
Because
it
the
down.
redhead and her mom.
Mom had just left.
Yeah.
Because you had to get another
Script, yeah.
done. So, and we tend to do that because we're at 3:00.
Right, exactly. You know, we're the later. We tend to get the latest appointment so I can get as much work as I can, so I don't have to take days off. Actually save up some of my vacation and sick time for when, you know, I might actually get sick.
Or need time off.
Yeah.
Like when you had to clean up your room.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Yeah, but it was, but since it was so late, you know, we ate kind of late, we got home kind of late, so some of the things I wanted to do and some of the things that she wanted to do didn't get done.
Right.
And
But diagnoses have not really changed. I'm getting started on 3 new medicines to try to manage the symptoms a little better. And if one of the medicines don't help, we're going to be doing further testing. But yeah, it was a long day, but it was a good day. I increased my prescriptions by 3.
but no salt.
But no salt. Yes, I do not have to have soup 3 times a day anymore with salt in it, because I show them what I'm putting in my water. It's normally has some. Yes, I know. I'm going to take my medicine soon.
I'm being told to get up and walk.
I have an app that I put in what all my medicines are and when I'm supposed to take it, so it'll remind me to take my medicines, and I can mark off when I took my meds. So it's really good because it'll keep me, particularly since I take medicines 4 times a day.
I need to do that for Davina's meds.
It really helps me to keep track.
Yeah.
But anyway, because of what I put in my water, I put Normalite in my water, and in the back it has how much salt, how much potassium, how much whatever is in there. So I showed my doctor, I was like, hey, I take this in all my waters. This is how many of these I generally drink a day. Is that enough salt? And she looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, you don't need to add any salt to your, you don't need to add a teaspoon of salt to your diet anymore. I'm like, thank goodness.
You only do, you don't have to.
I do not.
Good.
Because there's enough salt in what I'm drinking.
And she still has her little salt shaker and the salt tablets if she should need something.
Right, if I'm having a really bad day, I can add extra salt to my food if I want to, because it's in my, but I don't have to do the full teaspoon, which is great.
Or every day.
Or every day, because it's really disgusting.
It was affecting her appetite.
Yes, it was, because I wasn't looking forward to eating because I was having the same thing 3 times a day. It was a very limited diet. And
Because you thought the chicken was bothering you, chicken soup.
Right, as it turns out, it was just my MCAS that was
Having the problems.
having the problems.
We don't need to go into those problems.
No, we don't need to.
TMI.
TMI. But I have a curl right in the middle of my forehead.
And when you were good, you were very, very good. And when you were bad, you were horrid?
Yes. Or it could be Superman curl.
No.
No, okay. But
Clark Kent. Not sure Superman. You got glasses on.
But Clark Kent doesn't have a curl in it.
Well, then you can't be Superman.
There we
Superman
go. Superman.
When did you become a man?
Clark Kent, Superman. Clark Kent, Superman. Okay, let me put this back on. But yeah, so some adjustments, but at least no more crazy nasty diets. I get to actually enjoy food again,
Yay.
which is awesome. But yeah, that's all I had to say about that. And look, I'm on the decreases because Mom mentioned that the 2.5s for the start for that. I'll be able to finish this. What? No.
Anyway,
Where's MPKC?
there is no MPKC.
Where is she?
I
Where'd
don't
she
know who you're
go?
talking about.
MPKC.
There's no MPKC. Miss Peppermint Kitty Cat is
There's
where she
none.
belongs, on the top of the back of the chair.
Oh, there she is. Hi, MPKC.
All right, we want to, enough silliness. We want to wish you all a very blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, whatever it is that makes you happy. And we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 357, and that's a wrap.
Bye. 357, huh?
That's what I said.
357. Wow. Bye.